Let's face it, this year has been rough, but we can finish 2020 on a high with a fantastic Christmas dinner. My name is James Howe from Chef at Home, and this is my ultimate guide to Christmas dinner 2020. Hi guys, welcome back, and today is the big one. Today I'm going to be showing you how to cook 3 fantastic joints of meat in 3 different ways. So let's get on with it, shall we? This first meat we're going to be looking at today is this wonderful joint of ham. It's a 2-step cook. So the first is we're going to be needing to boil, and the second we're going to do a honey roast a little bit later on. So the first thing we need to do is grab ourselves a pan and just lay our ham in there and top it up with water. From there we're going to make another onion cloute. Place a couple of bay leaves into the onion and just stud it with some cloves. Probably half a dozen is more than enough, and that goes into the water. And some crushed garlic in there as well. Now that is going to take around about an hour and a half to boil and cook through, so the sooner you get this one on the better. So that's been around about 90 minutes. It's just cooked out lovely. So I'm just going to transfer this to the tray, and what I'm going to do is create a really nice honey glaze for it. Use your tongs to brace yourself because it might be a bit slippy, and just glide the knife through the skin all the way along. Run a quick spin and go the opposite way. So you got nice cubes, and as this cooks it's going to open up and the glaze is going to get all in those gaps as well. So move that to one side, then into a bowl, a load of honey, some cola, squeeze half an orange, and a load of brown sugar. Now just give that a mix up. In a couple of minutes the sugar is going to start to dissolve, so it's going to be a lot easier to pour over. Just pouring this now over your ham joint. And what you might see is a lot of the liquid has drained away. Don't panic. So we're going to put this in the oven, and then every 20 minutes I'm going to come back to it and just baste over the liquid that's on the tray. But each time the liquid's going to get thicker and thicker and become more like a syrup. It's going to make a really nice deep rich glaze. So with this, into the oven. A little bit of a bonus tip: keep the stock from the ham, drain off the vegetables, add in some peas, bring that to the boil, blend it, you got a really nice pea and ham soup. Make a fantastic starter for your Christmas dinner. While the ham is boiling, we can look at our other meats, and the second one that I'm going to do today is a really lovely piece of beef topside. Topside is what's called a primary roasting joint, so you can roast it and eat it pink. It's at the cheap end of the scale, as opposed to your sirloins, your strip loins, your fillets, which especially at this time of year will probably cost an arm and a leg. So the first thing I'm going to do to prepare this is just create a little coating to go over the beef, almost like a rub. So in a bowl, about 2 teaspoons of tomato puree. This will also help thicken the gravy, flavour the gravy. And a little bit of mustard, splash of oil. Just give that a good mix up, and then just spoon this onto the beef. If you're not afraid to get your hands in, just massage all this rub all over the meat. Make sure you get that underside too. Then a really good season. Now I've got my roasting dish here on a really low light. Just going to pop a little bit of oil in the bottom of that tray. Just going to add in some onion, a little bit of carrot, half a garlic. With these vegetables in here, this is called creating a trivet. So while the meat cooks, it's protected, so it's not going to blister, it's just going to roast nicely. Get a sprig of rosemary, just get a little bit of oil on it and just massage it in your hands, and just get the flavours going. And then that into the tray too. And then fat side down, add your beef. Then after a few minutes, turn it over. You should now be able to see a really nice deep golden caramelisation coming through on the beef. Do the same again on the other side. Now after a few minutes, half fill the tray with water. This is also going to create your gravy at the same time. So now you're here into the oven, round about 30 minutes for a kilo. So this is probably going to take about 2 hours. And And last but by no means least, we're going to move on to the turkey, the star of the show. I'm going to follow a very similar process to what we did with the beef. So I've got my tray onto the heat, a splash of oil, get my carrots and onions going, and my garlic. And now to season this meat, I'm going to take up a knob of butter and just rub it all over the turkey. Of course, some salt and pepper, and a little secret weapon, some smoked paprika over the skin. And when you're ready, into the tray, skin side down, and just start browning that off. If you do have a full bird this year, you don't need to do this stage. You can just go straight into the oven, covered in tin foil, about 40 minutes to the kilo. But because the world's gone mad, I'm just doing a smaller turkey breast joint this year, and I imagine a lot of you are as well. But no matter the size of the bird, the principles all remain the same. Massage in butter, season well. If you can, caramelize before it goes into the oven. On the larger birds, you don't need to because of the length of time that it's in there. There's plenty of time to really crispen up that skin. So again, it's been a few minutes. The skin's starting to crispen up. I'm just going to turn this over. You see that nice golden colour on there. And just like before, half submerge in water and into the oven, 200. It's going to be about 2 hours. So now all my meats are out the oven. I'm just going to check what temperature they are inside. So the beefs are about 57, which means in about half an hour's rest it's going to be beautifully pink in the middle. And the turkey, well over 75, that's beautifully cooked. And the ham we already knew was cooked. I just transferred it to this plate and just look at the glazing and the colouring of it. How syrupy that is, absolutely marvellous. So I'm just going to transfer this onto a different tray. Now I can just allow these joints to rest. So now the meats are resting, we're left with these 2 trays of marvellous meat stock. I'm going to put these in the fridge overnight, and then in tomorrow's video I'm going to show you how to tie all this together and present a fantastic Christmas dinner. But until then, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.